So now we're going to talk about the key components of a flipped classroom. One of those key components is content delivery resources. As a teacher of a flipped classroom, you have to be able to deliver digital content to all of your students. Now, each of these students has different needs and different ways that they can view it. This student here doesn't have internet access at home, yet we still have to be able to deliver content to this student. So we provide it via DVD. This student has internet access at home and a computer, so we can provide those resources via the computer on the internet, via downloaded videos, simulations, or games. This student is always on the go and needs to be able to access the content no matter where they are, whether they're on the bus on the way to a wrestling match or waiting in line at the doctor's office, so we can load that digital content on their personal device. The main point about this key component is that you build a library of digital content that serves as a framework to meet all of your students where they live. The next key component is a student-centered environment. In the traditional classroom environment, you've got your teacher at the board, and all the focus is on the teacher. Since the content is in digital format, and the student can get the content at home, when they come to school, the focus can be on the student. As they work individually or in groups to explore and synthesize the content, the teacher can serve the needs of the individual students. Now that the teacher is no longer a content delivery machine in the classroom, they can start taking the role of a learning facilitator. So with the flipped classroom, the teacher has more roles to take on than just content delivery. They become a content creator. They become a classroom resource for their students. They even become a project manager, helping students with projects they never had time for before. You put all these pieces together, and you have a teacher that can facilitate learning and guide students through amazing educational experiences. The last component I want to talk about in a flipped classroom is higher order questions. You have built tons of resources for your students. You've made them available online, on their personal devices, and even provided DVDs of the content. Students can pause, rewind, and fast forward any of the content that you've given them. So isn't it a worthy trade to ask your students to come up with some good questions? There should be an expectation of inquiry from all learners. As a flipped classroom facilitator, you spend a lot of time developing your resource library. Students gain the ability to control how they view the subject matter. Encourage them to question assumptions. Ask them to make generalizations about the subject matter. And then identify false generalizations. Find ways that students can test their new belief structure in regards to the content. And with these key components in your flipped classroom, you will have a challenging and engaging educational experience for all of your students.